Brandon back in time for another episode of SexxPerTease. Today's question is, how do you get a total top to bottom? Well, first of all, are you sure that's something you want to do? Because I feel like bottoms are always complaining about how there's not enough tops out there. There's such like a top to bottom discrepancy where there's like so many bottoms with like so little tops, even though I definitely hear tops saying that there's so little bottoms and so many tops. So I always just feel like the grass always feels greener on the other side. But personally, like, I don't think I've ever had that issue where like it's so hard to find tops because everyone's a bottom. But I mean, there have been times it's been disappointing where I see like a guy's like really hot and then he's a bottom. Then again, I've like disappointed guys because I find out I'm a bottom, they assume I'm a top. So it's just like whatever. But I also feel like whenever I have hooked up with like certain guys, like they'd act like they're such a total top and like they don't want anyone touching their ass, and like eventually get them to like open up and like you start like eating their ass or like sitting or like finger in there, and then I feel like it's just like a long gateway, and then suddenly like you're getting with them and it's like, do my ass, do me now, and then it's like you turn them into a bottom and you like might regret it. It's just like, oh my god, what have I done? So I mean, but if you're seeing a guy and you like him, I completely understand like, hey, maybe the sex does get boring where it's like the same thing all the time, and like you both have dicks, you both have asses, so maybe you want to enjoy versatility and switch things up and be able to top and bottom. So it is hard to, I guess, get a total top to bottom if they're like really anti against it, but I also feel like you only have one life to live. Like, you shouldn't just never try at least getting your ass ate or a finger in there or like using toys and whatnot. Especially like you have to like teach him about how amazing it feels when you jerk off and have your prostate stimulated, or have like a finger in there, 2 fingers, or kind of like 3 or like a toy or whatever, butt plugs, whatnot. So you do have to like persuade them, but maybe if you try something that they wanted to do that maybe you weren't that into, you could persuade them. Or maybe just, I don't know, while you're down there blowing him, start inching a finger closer, get it wet, tease his hole a little. He might be anti, as long as he's not like, no, no, no. But you can probably persuade him. I think if you just keep like trying, he'll eventually like wear down, and then you can get him to like become more open-minded into some ass play. Just start with like your tongue and inserting your tongue in his hole, and eventually that turns into a finger, and then eventually maybe a toy, and then your dick. So yeah, I feel like it's not impossible to get a total top to bottom. I mean, though sometimes it's hard getting with a total top, just because sometimes it feels like tops are so hard to find in some cases. And if you do find a total top, maybe you don't want to lose that or turn him into a bottom, because eventually what if he becomes like a size queen and then your dick's not even enough for him anymore, and then he's out here getting fucked by other guys when he could have been your total top all to yourself, and now he's a bottom to the community. Yeah, hope that helped answer your question. Thanks for joining me for another episode of SexxPerTease.